Well, I'm delighted to be joined now by Sheila Drew-Smith, Chair of NALS. And Sheila, how important is it for agents to take a day out of their business from working in their business?
Well, we think it's important, partly because they need to network with other agents to understand and share information and good practice, and partly because the industry, the sector is changing so rapidly in terms of what's required and expected of them, and because there's a lot of scrutiny by the media on the industry. So they need to hear, they need to hear about new changes in legislation and also to share good practice. And that's why we've called the conference Knowledge and Innovation.
Indeed, and I think these events can also help agents kind of go away feeling re-energised, re-inspired, take new things back into the business.
That's absolutely right, but we're also suggesting that they can look on our virtual learning site so they can try the snacks and the modules that we offer there in learning, and there's other training and development I'm sure agents can undertake to help improve their practice to the public.
And you've been in the sessions this morning. What were some of the key things that came out from this morning's presentations?
Well, the thing that struck me this morning, actually, and I was saying to my fellow NALS board members, is the extent to which people really are engaged. They're listening all the time. They're asking questions. And I think that's an indication of the commitment that our agents have to understanding and to learning and to hearing about new ideas. So the other thing that struck me is the sort of the practical challenges that tenants, landlords and agents all face when you're renting property. It is not straightforward. There are umpteen regulations and you do need specialists who understand the process and the protocols behind them.
I think that's a very good point for agents to bring in new landlords who are perhaps self-managing and are suddenly starting to realise that it is getting more and more onerous to be compliant. That's where the agents can take in new business.
They can indeed, and I think the encouragement to buy to let is great in terms of housing provision and increasing the offering that you can make to members of the public, but it's not necessarily supported by encouraging new landlords to learn what they have to do and what arrangements they have to make sure their property is secure, that they're treating the would-be tenants appropriately and making the right offers to them. So it's a huge increase in the private renter sector, of which buy-to-let is only one element, but it's not necessarily been accompanied by recognising that landlords need to know a great deal more about what they're doing, and tenants also need to be, in a sense, aware, educated, whatever word you like to use, in understanding what they should expect in terms of housing provision.
You mentioned the media, and obviously there's a lot of sort of agent bashing going on in the media. We had Channel 4 dispatches last night that was highlighting a rogue agent. But of course, what's going on here today is professional agents committed to professional standards, and these are the people that should be celebrated.
Indeed, yes, and I think also there's a role that our agents can do, which is to actually blow the whistle on the rogue agents.
Good point, yeah.
And also we in NALS are very keen to make sure that the police and other authorities will prosecute agents where they behave badly, and we're encouraged by the increasing activity by trading standards officers who are taking it a great deal more seriously than perhaps they have done in the past, partly because they've got limited resources, but they are aware of the role that they can play in tackling the rogue landlord and indeed the rogue agent.
Indeed. So what would you just hope, Sheila, that people take away from their attendance here at the NALS conference in York?
Well, I hope they'll enjoy the afternoon sessions, which is from a slightly different perspective. It's about, improving their business, which is always important. I think primarily I hope they will take away that they'll have learned things, they'll have understood, that they know where to go and ask questions, on which website to go, who to approach if they need more information. And I think that's important. And also that they talk to their staff and colleagues about what people need to know and need to understand. So it's spreading the word, getting the message out to other agents.